RSL Nation! Welcome back to the
Woo!
Bros.
Woo! Everybody, I am back. I missed a week, but I'm here.
I was going to introduce you again and say, "Hey, Marcos is back. Welcome back." But hey, you
Thank
did it
you.
yourself. Um, Alan, Marcos, Christian, we're all here. How you guys doing? Christian, how you doing?
I'm all right.
You seem pretty chill.
Yeah, just chill.
I mean, did you watch any of the Euros this week?
I did what I could.
And thoughts?
Um, Not surprised by any of the results.
Oh, all right. I'm glad to hear that. I'm
I'm actually
surprised.
okay. I'm surprised that France scored.
Okay. I can see that. Yep. Yeah, it's true. It's true. You're not lying there. Marcos, what's up?
For Euros, definitely surprised about Germany. I thought with the home field advantage that they would be able to
Hmm.
maybe show a better result, but Spain, oh man, Spain has been dominant in these Euros, haven't they? Like, whoo,
Yeah.
that young talent. They got some young, fast legs that, whoo, stay.
Lamine Yamal.
I was like, stay tuned Sunday. Stay tuned Sunday, everybody. But other than that, doing good. Soccer every day. I'm loving it. I'm loving it.
That's good. Christian, you mentioned Yamal. I can't get the image out of my head of
The
Messi
messy.
Messi holding him as a baby.
There was some jutsu transferred there, man. I mean,
I don't
that
know what
that goal was incredible. It wasn't good, just good. That's incredible. Like that's Puskas level.
Like freaking 16 years old. I've been reffing high school soccer for about 8 years now, and I have not seen a 16-year-old make a shot like that before. So
not at that high level caliber. Like we're talking
like that was
really
that was
high.
that was world class. So
Yeah.
this is gonna be an exciting final, Spain England. So can't wait.
Well, that was a really quick into soccer conversation. So guys, we're gonna
We're
break
not
this down.
wasting time.
We're not wasting time. We have so limited amount of time, but we will break this down. We will get into international soccer talk eventually, but we're gonna do Houston, the Houston game, RSL Houston. Then we'll do RSL Atlanta. Then we'll get into some international soccer stuff because, well, there's also Copa America. I mean, I think you guys are tired of us talking about Copa America, but we're not tired of it. Um, and then we'll wrap it up with our Portland preview. But before that, we do want to maybe hit on some. There's no RSL news or transfer news, but
Not
we
yet.
do want
Not
to just
yet.
not yet. But we want to throw anything out there, Marcus? Do you have anything for us in terms of just general RSL information?
It's not information. It's just like hopes, dreams, desires, wishes
Gosh,
that
what did this? I don't. This didn't turn into a therapy session, did it?
no, just hopefully that we hear news by this week or hopefully beginning of next week because the window does open next Thursday. So
Window does open next Thursday. There is a person, a dad on my son's team. He wanted me to mention just Royce. That's all. And there I
Just
mentioned. I
Royce.
Yep. I there we go. I mentioned it. So he should be happy now.
Wait. Explain it. Explain.
That's all he wanted. He wanted me to mention Marco Royce.
Oh, Marco Royce.
well,
I don't think
Royce.
he's a good fit for our system.
well, I'll
Should we?
say Marco Royce. He feels like he's a better fit for LA and that vibe over there.
I
I
don't
don't
know
think
if
he.
yeah. I don't know if he actually fits anywhere in MLS. I think he's just 35 years old and just wants to settle. That's my opinion. I don't agree with a lot of older people transfers to the MLS.
He should go to Japan.
Or Saudi.
I'm or
What?
Saudi Arabia. The
Maybe
real retirement leagues.
Well, you
Japan, really?
well you brought it up to me today, Alan, where you said you wouldn't want anybody above the age of 30. And I agree with that just because I want younger people just so we can develop. Because you look at Modric, who there's obviously rumors of everybody wants Modric, I mean Miami or whomever, but you get Modric for one season because he's at the age of 38, and how are you supposed to develop? Like, yeah, he could bring experience, but to the young guys, but then he's gone.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah, I can see that. But yeah, for me, anyone over 30 just doesn't. fit into our system what our goal is for
I'd
RSL?
say over 32. We could take a 30. 30 is still that's at the eclipse of the career, but the sunset hasn't completely
Yeah, because you look at
happened.
Matty Crooks. Matty Crooks is about right there, about 31, 32-ish. So
And people are complaining, so
People
we're
will
right.
always complain.
That's true.
you can't satisfy everybody when it comes to football. So
It is true. It's true. Well, guys, let's dive into it. Let's dive into Houston. Christian, do you have your notes?
No, but I'm good to go. Okay. First off, who was right? Who was right about the early goal? Me.
Wait. Oh yeah, you were. Sorry.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know why I was thinking about Atlanta.
To remind our viewers, both blind and not, in our pregame predictions, I predicted a 2-1 scoreline,
Right.
with Houston scoring an early goal.
yep, I remember
And
Christian and I were sitting up in the press box, and Houston scores that early goal in the 8th minute, and Christian was like, I called it. I called it, and I was like, don't doubt Christian on these kind of things. Christian knows Houston ball apparently.
Well, yes, you do know Houston ball. So I guess since you did get that prediction part of your prediction right, tell us, what did you see in that first half, or what did you see in that first 20 minutes that didn't really line up for us? Or I guess any thought of yours.
I mean, it's something that's plagued us all season. How we are very nervy to start games. We are. It's a little chaotic. I think as of late this season, it's mostly been nerves of excitement, like holy crap, we're doing well. And just it's kind of scatterbrained, little all over the place. And for teams or even just a player who can take advantage of that, you can take advantage of the chaos and put away goals.
Yeah.
Or at least put shots on frame,
Right.
and kind of snap the team back into like, oh wait, we need to focus, hunker down, and get the job done.
Right.
And
Marcos, sorry,
yeah.
Christian, keep going.
No, I mean, just taking a look at me at the rest, that's basically what happened. And I think one of the biggest mistakes that Houston did in that game was subbing off Latif Blessing.
Mm-hmm.
Latif Blessing.
He was definitely the catalyst of their attack in this game.
They got lucky with the own goal that deflected off of Brody.
Yeah, definitely. I even though RSL had the lead going into halftime up 2-1, which let me just Luna's goal. Oh my gosh, that just to have that space and just the confidence to take a shot like that.
It ended
hands
up
down.
winning. It ended up winning goal of the week. No.
Yes.
No, it did.
Diego's.
Yeah.
That one did win. But that was beautiful shot to go into halftime up 2-1. But you look at the stats, Houston was just dominating possession, passing. So they were just having our number right there. And I think a part of it, just that defense was just kind of scaring me. Obviously, we had no Vera still, no Glad still injury. So that was just kind of worrying me. We had Oviedo just controlling that backline with his experience for us.
Yeah. What I saw, so if anyone didn't know, I was on a family vacation, so I didn't get to watch the game in its entirety. But when I watched the beginning of the game, just like what you said, Marcos, the gaps that the defense was leaving open was that's how they got their first goal. It was Bodie getting sucked up a little too far. Oviedo didn't suck in, so I mean there was a run behind, there's a gap behind Bodie, and so that those first 20 minutes were pretty horrific. After that, we started settling, but the beginning of the second half is the same way the first half started as well. Just we weren't catching whatever communication that we needed to get, but the recovery from the team was, I'll say, acceptable. It's what needed to happen. In fact, you guys looked at our XG, right, on the whole game?
3.59.
That's crazy.
That's insanely high.
That is insanely high. And obviously it's because of, well, total shots, we had 17 on the whole game, 8 on target. That means we were attacking really well outside of the first 20 of the first half and the first 10, 15 of the second half. After that, we were hitting what's the shoot button? Square? Circle?
X.
What do you guys no X is pass, bro.
X is.
It depends what console you're playing on.
Yeah, I was
but
gonna say
yes, it is.
PlayStation, Xbox. I think they're usually different. So
I use PlayStation, my friends.
You can
Is
afford
that-
a PlayStation.
No.
No, it's so for our Xbox fans, it's gonna be X, and for our PlayStation folks, it's gonna be Square, and then for the PC folks, it's whatever controller you're using because nobody's using mouse and
That's
keyboard.
right. So we just started launching really good shots and quality opportunities. Obviously, if we have them on target, they got to be quality, right? I don't know. And let's highlight this one part. Ojeda.
I was about to mention the pass from Andres just to be able to find Brian. I was just like, Brian has been waiting for that goal for so long. He's been with RSL for a couple seasons now, and you could just see he was in the press conference. He had the biggest smile on his face. Just he was like so relieved. He had it felt like getting a monkey off his back because Nelly's already had a goal. Nelson's had a goal. He's like, oh, what about me? And finally, he got that.
Now I'm going to put this maybe into context. Gomez's pass, I don't think was intended for Brian.
No, that was a cleanup job. It was a cleanup job, and something that impressed me off of the cleanup job because it was going. I think Chicho was in front of him, and it was meant for Chicho.
Yep.
Brian did the right job by going ahead and pushing up, finding that open space. And he had a ton of open space around there, around him, and stayed cool, calm, collected. He took it like a penalty. Somebody said it in the presser, and that was a perfect description.
Yeah, and I guess what surprised me on the pass, it was the fact that Chicho whiffed. He was going for a right inside shot to maybe go near post, and just totally whiffed. And like you just said, Christian, Ojeda's run was perfect for that. I mean, it almost seemed instinctual that he's like, "There's a gap. I need to go into that slot," and well, good thing he did.
Mind the
Now,
gap.
let's talk about defense. We'll go back to defense. Because there's a difference between the Houston game and the Atlanta game, which we'll get to the Atlanta game. But the Houston game had Brody starting on the outside.
Mm-hmm.
We talked about we talked about Houston being speedy in our last episode, and the fact that Brody ain't speedy. So I don't know. Let's talk about Brody. I want to talk about Brody.
No, I mentioned it to Christian when we were watching it, sitting up in the press box. I told him I was right. Aliyu is gonna beat Brody, and you saw that right from the get go, and that's kind of how we saw that first goal.
He bodied him a
he
lot
just
that night.
bodied him.
Very physical.
I was like, why is Brody right there? He's just gonna get beat. And Hidalgo, so much faster, should have been there from the get go.
But obviously, we were out Vera.
Yeah,
we're out with all of our center backs are out.
Yeah.
So the question was, I think before this game, do you put in Quinton or do you put in the Oviedo Bodie matchup? Do you think Quinton would have been able to help in this game at all? Improve the defense? Leave out the Atlanta game. Leave out the Atlanta game. Just Houston.
No.
I don't think there would have been any difference. And I honestly thought Mob scored Brody really low.
Because of the own goal.
Because of the own goal.
Yeah.
If he didn't have the own goal, it probably would have been a 7. Honestly.
Really?
That's
Yeah,
7 or 6.7 maybe. Like
yeah.
He did the best that he could in the situation, and he put forth the effort.
I mean, Brody is known for effort. I mean, the kid just puts his nose to the grinder and just goes. But
yeah, so far this season, I just haven't been overly impressed with Quinton. It's just been that one game where he played on the outside back. But I feel if he plays in the center, if he would have played in the center with Oviedo, it just would have been a tall body. No speed, just a tall body there to help clean up space, which, yeah, it's good and all, but I want somebody who can also bring that speed, which Hidalgo has.
Which we didn't need tallness in this game.
But speaking of tall, and in and impressing, can we talk about probably the defensive standout for me this season in Bodie Hidalgo? Dude,
Okay.
he has performed more and better than I think any of us had anticipated, which is a great surprise. It's a good surprise. It's the
Mhm.
kind of surprise that you want. Um, he's he figured out somehow it's his defensive footwork that's impressed me the most in
Okay.
his positioning. He's playing as a pure defender. He's not trying to necessarily initiate anything that he doesn't have to. He's
Right.
not going too far off his line. His ability to defend one-on-one has been awesome and necessary.
Mhm.
So as we deal with our defensive situation, Bodie, if you listen to us, dude, hats off to you from me.
It's his speed, his mentality, his awareness of where people are at to find them on the pitch for passes. I'm hoping if he keeps this up, he's gonna slowly turn into what Anelli had. He had like I guess like a breakout first season. Obviously, Hidalgo, this isn't his first season, but he's slowly like getting his baby steps to become like what we expect out of a good defender.
Now, would you guys believe me if I told you that the majority of people I talk to about Bodie do not like him playing defense?
Not necessarily because I didn't before I started seeing these results either.
Yeah, I was definitely the same way. I was kind of anti Bodie at the beginning of the season, but I'm transitioning.
So our message to all the Bodie haters is open your heart.
Let
Accept him.
Bodie in. Let
Let
Bodie in.
Oh my gosh. Let Bodie into your heart. That's a great one.
No, but definitely for me after because like it was like the last 20 minutes after RSL scored that goal that we were up, I honestly got worried that Houston was gonna come the last 5 minutes that they were gonna tie this game up because they had plenty of chances. I think there was only 4 minutes of stoppage time, and I was
mhm.
like, these are the slowest 4 minutes ever. Um, so it was definitely worrisome, but glad we got the result at home, which is much needed.
All right, so then the question is for the both of you, were there fireworks on the field as you expected?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
Wow. That was simultaneous. This is great. I'm glad you guys are thinking the same. Um, that's good. This definitely provided a lot of a lot of stuff. Also, before this game, we were still waiting on the Olympic team news and whatnot. So I think Luna was still balling out. I mean, he got his banger, his goal of the week.
Hmm.
Luna is doing he's following the same exact steps, I think, just like last season. The same exact steps where it was kind of like MIA all the way until May.
But this time
June.
he's starting early this time.
Well, I mean that's what I'm saying. But June he starts ramping up. We're getting end of June, July now, and this kid is just outputting all the time.
Yeah.
Um, do we see any kind of slowing down from Luna?
I mean, hopefully not. I
Yeah.
I mean,
mean, you never want to see it, kid. But um, I mean, yeah, hopefully not. I think if anything, he's getting comfortable into his style of play and finding his stride, which will allow him to perform more consistently.
I
Yeah,
think
and
I think
if his teammates are helping him out, if it's not just the Luna show, then I think if Gomez is helping him out, Crooks, Chicho, if everyone's contributing, then I think he'll be able to keep doing what he's doing.
I think to that point, Marcos, I think the fact that no one left for any summer tournaments is
Hmm.
helping Luna having more consistent players around him build his confidence. So,
Yeah.
um, any final thoughts on this one?
Expected result, good
We'll see.
recovery from the team.
We'll we'll see you in Leagues Cup.
See you in Leagues Cup.
It's true.
They'll be out for blood.
Yeah. All right. Let's move on to the Atlanta game. So Marcos, give us a quick rundown of what you got.
Well, we thought Beavers was going to get the start on Wednesday, but joke's on you. It was Beavers Saturday against this one.
Actually,
We
no.
will.
Didn't you say that, or didn't we say it? Didn't one of us say that? No.
I think we kind of all. Maybe I think it
No.
was you. I think it was
Oh yeah.
you.
No,
No.
no,
Oh
no,
yeah.
no.
Christian.
I said McMath against Houston, Beavers against Atlanta.
There we go. I know it's one of us,
Yeah.
but
So
we'll give the credit to Christian.
this was also the return of Brooks Lennon. He returned since first time since 2019. So that was good to see him back in America First Field. Vera was back, so it was good to see an actual center back playing for us instead of people who wanted to play center back, which weren't supposed to be there,
Wannabe center backs.
wannabe center backs. But what the most impressive thing of the night, 43 seconds. It all only took 43 seconds.
What is
So
that? The third fastest, was it?
third fastest in RSL history. Luna to Maddie Crooks. Wow. Just beautifully slotted across the field. Nice pass.
Now, I know Marcos, you know this. Maybe Christian, you might. Let's see who can name it the fastest. Who has the fastest RSL goal ever?
Corey Baird.
No,
It's Javi.
Javi.
Ah,
And what's
13
funny is
seconds, right?
both first and second are both against Houston.
Yep. Interesting.
Javi was in Houston. Corey Baird was here at home.
It was Javi was like 13 seconds or something like that. 17 seconds.
13, and then Corey Baird's is 15. Yep.
That's what it is. Okay. Anyways, yes, Matt Crooks with that goal at 43 seconds in. Some people were saying that he stole it from Chicho. I didn't.
When you have long legs like that, you're gonna get beat.
Well, if you look at the replay, also, Chicho was like awkwardly positioned, so I don't think he was going to get a good foot on it. But
Yeah.
holy cow, there we go. Matt Crooks, 2 goals now. How you like them apples? Apple trees. Huh. Anyways, Christian, what did you think of that first half? I have some thoughts.
I did not like that first half.
Okay.
I thought it was beyond mediocre. I was very disappointed.
I qualify this as probably our worst first half of the season.
100%.
It seems
That was
like
horrible.
the next 44 minutes we stopped playing. We were just like we hunkered down and just played defense. Well, we played defense, air quote. I'm like, what is going on?
Not even. I don't know what we were doing.
I'll tell you what we were doing. We were playing possession. But did I mention to you, Marcos? It was defensive possession. And when we play defensive possession, we play horribly. But when we play offensive possession is when we can
Counter.
That's when we get our opportunities. So this whole first half was defensive possession. It was absolutely horrendous. And I guess let's make mention of the lineup too, because we had like you mentioned, Marcos Vera came in, but also Quinton came in on that wing.
Which it should have been Brody instead of Quinton.
This one was Brody. But then the other one was supposed to be Brody too. So we'll leave it at that. But I think this game definitely showed us that Quinton.
He was a good space filler, but
yeah.
I could see him. He'll stay with us through the end of the season because we'll need him just in case. But
we need bodies.
If we can pick up somebody better in the off season, we'll get rid of him.
I wonder.
Right back. We should be looking for a right back.
Yeah, that's true.
But you look at this first goal by Atlanta, it was definitely Quinton's kind of fault because it was mostly Quinton's fault because he kind of got beat by Lobachinse, which beautifully slotted pass by Daniel Rios to find Lobachinse, and freaking Quinton just got put on roller skates, just going this way, that way.
I mean, I don't expect anything less. I mean, and on top of that, the fact that guy's goal got put up as goal of the week honors, I'm like, someone wasn't watching the game. But I think this game showed more defensive weakness than the Houston game, and we're playing against a worse opponent too.
We were playing down to our opponent in the first half, but they must have gotten an awakening huge at halftime that Pablo woke them up and be like, you guys are playing terrible. You guys need to shape up.
Did you see Diablo con Pablo?
I did not this week. I missed this episode.
Well, there you go. That's basically what he said. He's like, you guys are slow, you guys are lazy, your passes are horrible. Basically, sharpen it up because you guys are one of the greatest teams right now in the league. So play like it. Now,
which makes sense why at halftime, going into the second half, they took off Quinton and Anelli.
Yeah. I wonder what happened with Anelli because he looked off. But besides Anelli, who do you guys think had probably the worst first half?
For me, I want to say Gomez. Just Gomez all around in this game, not just the first half, just seemed very off. I'm like something.
They
I don't know if
did shut him down pretty effectively, though.
Yeah, that is true. That is true.
But that's the only thing they focused on that end. Otherwise, their defense on that side was not great because they were just focused on Gomez.
Right. And in fact, I think they man marked, to be honest. I think they put Caleb Wiley on Gomez. And because Caleb Wiley, even though he didn't have the greatest of games, he just solely focused on shutting down Gomez's speed and then pushing up that wing, which then caused issues for Quinton. Because that first half, I think that was the worst first half for Gomez, not just as a team, but also Gomez was literally not there. And that's what that was so frustrating. I was watching that first half and I was just looking at my son. I was like, bro, no one's running, no one's doing jack. And so I can understand why Pablo was just super frustrating. He just went in on the guys at halftime. But obviously that sparked a response in the second half because second half we just went off.
We lit the torch of goals, dropping 4 second half goals.
Now let's go through each of these. Ojeda, this is goal number 2
in 2 games.
In 2 games. Now I don't know where he's getting this confidence. To be honest, I don't. All of a sudden he's like,
all. I will take it. I don't care where it comes from. I'll take it.
Right. That's crazy. But I guess this is a huge surprise for us because Ojeda has been the defensive midfielder. He's played pretty defensive, more of a center midfielder. But the fact that Ojeda now is getting in on this, we have Catrani's getting in on the goal stuff again. How many goal scorers do we have right now on this team? I'm gonna look it up.
I got you.
Can I say I was actually kind of annoyed with Catranis?
I want to hear why you're annoyed.
He was playing way too far up in moments where he didn't need to be.
Well,
he turned our back 4 effectively into a back 3 when that was our weak point.
Well, I hear you, but if go listen to the Diablo con Pablo segments because what Pablo was telling him to push far up that wing. Because what he was doing when he was pushing far up that wing, he was pushing Luna into the middle.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
So Catranis is filling in for Luna right there on that left side.
Right, he's filling in that wing because Catranis has the speed. He can get back. But so in essence, he's turning into another Wingert. Where Wingert was just flying up that wing and just crossing it. That's what Catranis is doing. And that's what I think is giving us more possession in the middle and giving us those 1-2 openings for Chicho, Gomez on the opposite side when we switch the field. So that tactically it makes sense. But I totally get what you're saying, Christian. I totally get it because it does leave that left back open.
Yeah, it definitely worries me if when we play big attacking teams like LAFC, Cincinnati, they're just going to notice that 3 back and they're just going to be on that counter and just beat us right for goal.
Well, stop. Don't preview now for LAFC. Jeez, that's way too far ahead. Just so you guys know, we have 9 goal scorers on the team.
Wow.
That's impressive. That's
Good
impressive
for the team. That's awesome.
When did we have this many goal scorers? I mean, last season, I'm going to look up last season's goal scorers. Oh my gosh. Last season, our top goal scorer. You guys know who it was? No.
No, it was Sava at 9 goals.
8.
8 goals. Yeah.
With Diego at 7 goals. And then Chicho at 6, but he was halfway through the season. Julio with 5. Danny Musovsky with 5. Flip. This is night and day compared to what we had last year. But what I'm starting to like, I've liked it for the whole season, is our awareness in the attacking third of how we're moving, our movements, getting the ball into spaces, running into spaces. Because I don't know what Atlanta was thinking on Chicho's goal. Did you guys see what happened to Chicho's mark?
We see this it seems like every single set piece
What
RSL
mark?
has. They leave Chicho wide open.
Yeah. I can't remember who it was for Atlanta, but they were double marking on that outside. I'm like, all right, so you're marking 2 guys, one of them being Chicho. So he's like, screw it, I'm gonna mark the guy in the middle, and Chicho runs free on the outside. Catranis, that goal, what the heck?
Just Luna being able to find Caternis right there. Pablo said in the post game, he said that's something that we practice on the training ground.
That's ridiculous. Like
Yeah.
that was one pass. That's all it was. That's not. You can't tell me that that's on the training ground. That's like let's just play the ball in. Let's just get the ball into play. I don't know. It looked like
I think that was a very cheeky attempt from Catranis, and it panned out.
Right?
Not gonna say no to that, but
I think that's what I feel embarrassed for Atlanta. It's like, how do you let that happen?
You let a left back score that? You let a left back?
I mean, I don't think it's just the left back, but it's the fact that the type of shot that it was.
Just curled right past Guzan.
Yeah. Now the stats on this one, we see a lot of possession, but I think that the possession was mostly in the first half, because of all that defensive, the defensive possession. Now going back to the first half, another reason why it was one of our worst first half in the whole season, we only had 2 shots that whole half.
Yeah.
Compared to the second half where we had 10, which is all right. Sure. I'm down with 10 shots, half of them being on target. So, any last thoughts on this one before we move on?
Definitely a player of the game. Like, obviously he won player of the match today, but Luna, like 3 assists, a goal. Like, he definitely was playing for a purpose. Like, you leave me off the national team for the Olympics, I'm gonna play better. Like,
well, I also think he's all in for RSL right now. He's like, you know what? They're not taking me for the Olympics. I'm gonna, like he said in the presser, if I'm not going, fine. I'm gonna be here. I'm gonna go for the team, and he's gonna do everything he can to make sure that this team stays as successful as it has been this season. Nothing's done yet, but
just like what Pablo always says, nothing's done. We haven't done anything. We've just won games. That's all.
No silverware yet.
Is it hardware or silverware? I was thinking about that the other day.
Hardware. It's silverware is what you eat with, Marcos.
But I've been calling it silverware too. Oh, we're so bad.
All right, moving on.
Alex,
take us to the Portland game.
No, not the Portland game yet, but we will talk international ball. Let's talk about what just barely happened. Like,
oh, thank heaven!
An hour ago.
Oh, this is the greatest day in U.S. soccer history, everybody.
That's saying a lot too. This beats us going to the quarterfinals in the World Cup. Does this beat
09 Confederations Cup?
This beats Dos Acero. This beats everything. Berhalter is out. According to reports.
Fireworks. Pew, pew, pew.
According to reports from Fox Soccer, Berhalter is out.
U.S. Soccer officially announced it.
Oh, they had. Okay, perfect. Now, I was telling Marcos this before. my fear wasn't that they wouldn't fire him. My fear now is who they're going to hire in his place, and I need your guys' thoughts. I'm going to start with you, Christian. What are your thoughts on a future replacement? Who do you think, or who do you want? Give us your thoughts.
Okay, so unrealistically, I would love a Jurgen Klopp or Pep Guardiola.
Okay, we can all wish.
I would like it. I would love it actually. What I fear is that because the board of U.S. Soccer hasn't changed at all, they're going to go for another MLS-based former U.S. men's national team, somebody who shouldn't be coaching us at the international level.
Yeah.
Probably, honestly, it wouldn't surprise me if they go with Steve Cherundolo.
Marcos.
Yep.
No, I knew it.
Yep, I was literally telling Alan, and I feel like that's where U.S. soccer is going, because if you follow this pattern of former MLS coaches, like we went with Bradley, we went with Arenas, we just had Berhalter. Yeah, it just seems like Trundle's next, or unless they're smart and we want to go MLS coaches, just give us Wilfred Nancy. Like we saw his success with Columbus. Like I feel like that would be a good route to go. So
I don't know. So here's the thing. Here's my MLS and U.S. soccer connection thoughts. I think that they're in bed with each other. Obviously, they are, because Don Garber is on the U.S. soccer board of directors, which that basically means that Don has a say in who the next coach is going to be, which means that yes, this is going to be an MLS coach. Now, obviously we could be totally wrong, but
I hope we're wrong. I
hope we are. But the stars are lining up that it could be Cherundolo, which that's like I told Marcos today, that's like going from a Red Delicious apple to a Gala apple. It's still an apple. They're both not fit for the international level. Yeah. My preference, there's a lot of lists going around, but my list, and maybe I'm biased. I am biased.
You want an Argentine coach?
There were 3 Argentines on that list.
Alan's always biased. Let's get real here.
All right, but let's be real here also. Copa America, how many national teams have Argentines as their coach, and how far do they get?
There's like 6 Argentine head coaches.
It's true. No, there is a proven record.
Out of the semifinals, 3 coaches were Argentine. So some of them that were on that list, Matias Almeida, which he was the San Jose coach, didn't have River Plate and Chivas, and now he's in Greece, whatever. But he didn't have a lot of success at San Jose. But he does have success internationally, not at an international team level, but at different clubs in different parts of the world. So did Berhalter, but then again, 3rd division Norway doesn't count, I don't think. There's also Marcelo Gallardo, which, my friends, you both are from River Plate. You guys know the amount of success that he had, especially with the River Boca final in Madrid. So he knows how to handle high pressure, and he knows how to handle personalities, which he doesn't get pushed around a lot. It's his way or the highway. The last one, which is a totally like way down the list, is Pochettino.
That one's a long shot.
That's a long shot, but I think we need it. This is an actual need. We need to go international on this.
We have to 100%.
Yeah. I think the philosophy that U.S. coaches have, or we'll call them American coaches, I don't think it's fit right now for the international level. I don't think we have a lot of American coaches that could apart from Jesse Marsh right now, who has had a little bit of success with Canada.
Yeah.
We don't have any American coaches. What do you got?
Sure. Oh, I was just gonna say, y'all were like, no, Canada, Jesse Marsh not gonna do well.
No.
I said that the U.S. should hire Jesse Marsh before they brought Berhalter back, but
now going back to Canada, I did say they were going to come out second in their group, but
We
they were supposed to lose to Venezuela. That part surprised me.
Good for
But
Canada.
good for Canada. Oh, Canada.
Canada's doing what the U.S. hoped they would do in this, I guess, rebuild
have done.
process. Yeah, should have done.
Done.
Canada's doing a better rebuild than the U.S.
Yes. And do obviously credit's due where credit is due. Jesse Marsh is I think is a way better coach than Berhalter. Heck,
Hopefully U.S. finds their coach ASAP, so then they can get the ground running. So that coaching can start because we have these friendlies in a couple months, so then we can get going.
Because now we can't rely on BJ anymore. BJ's gone.
Yeah, you missed that opportunity, U.S.
Hold on, I'm gonna get my coaching license. According to U.S. Soccer, it takes 5 minutes.
Man, they're hiring anybody, aren't they? Anybody can pass this test.
Funny you should say that because I did look up. I was like, I'm starting to get in the mood to be a coach now because I think I know. No, that takes a long time to get.
It does.
My gosh, because I was like, you know what? I'm gonna start helping with the coaching, whatever. Grassroots, I think it's just like an online course, but like even like a license B, which by the way, I decided to take a look at Real Salt Lake jobs just because I was bored, and there was an assistant job, no, academy coach position. They need a license B. License B requires a minimum of 3 years of coaching.
Dude,
Under
geez.
license C. License C needs a certain amount of years. So it's like you need like 10 years of coaching before you can even get that high.
Yeah.
So anyways, just so anyone who's wanting to be a coach one day, look it up. You'll be surprised. It's a lot easier to be a referee and get that high than to be a coach, by the way. Hence why I think people say ref you suck because, well, it doesn't take that long. Anyways, I'm ranting. So we're without a coach and we're looking for a coach. Cool. Now let's talk a little bit about the Copa America. Argentina
we made it to the
last
final.
night. We made it to the final again.
Are you surprised?
I'm surprised by the way we got there. It's been pretty uneventful per se.
Yeah,
it seems like we were playing Canada ball last night.
Yeah, ish.
They weren't exerting themselves too much either.
Also, but people have been saying that Argentina has had the easier side of the bracket, but you say yes, but if you think about it, let's think about it. Uruguay, who have they had to play?
US,
Panama,
Bolivia,
US, and a very depleted and very weak Brazil. Can you really say
this U.S. team under Berhalter tied?
And now they have to play a very stacked Colombia team tonight.
So for me, Uruguay has had an easy going up until now, till tonight's game. Argentina has had to play Peru, Chile, Canada. People say that they're quote unquote weak. I don't think they're that weak. Chile is always hard because Chile just likes to show up in really important games. And Peru was pretty easy. Now, if we would have had to play against like Venezuela, I think they're harder than Brazil. Ecuador is at the same level as Brazil, I think. They're pretty difficult. So Argentina hasn't had an easy route to the final. But I just needed to ask you guys, obviously the game starts in an hour. Who do you guys have for this Uruguay-Colombia game?
Who do I think's going to win or who do I want to win?
Give me your prediction.
The team I think is going to win is Colombia, but I want Uruguay just because when it comes to matchups, I feel like that would be a better matchup for Argentina. Just because if it's Colombia, I feel like Colombia is just going to walk all over Argentina.
Interesting. Christian.
Honestly, that's a good question. It could go either way. It's a very, very, very even lineup.
Yeah. I think the same way. I think though, if who I want to face in the final would be Colombia, only because Argentina and Uruguay have very similar players and they play very similarly because of the Rio Platense style of play. So that one would just be like butting heads like crazy. Just literally, it's going to be two mountain goats going at it.
Huge, big rivalry.
Yeah. So that's why I prefer Colombia. Colombia has a different style, and I think we can exploit that.
And just watch Canada win third place. That'd be hilarious. That'd be awesome.
That'd be nuts. Speaking of Canada playing the third place game, thanks for this is a good segue. Let's talk about the Portland game. Because we are running out of time. My gosh, guys, you guys talk too much.
Yeah, so with Canada playing that third place match, they will still have no Maxi Crepeau,
which is good.
Which is good.
And Portland just lost Darian Asprilla.
That's right.
That's right. Asprilla is but he hasn't been playing that much.
No, he didn't play in their game against Nashville, I don't believe.
But that was Nashville wasn't their last game. Oh yeah, it was. But that's probably because he was being traded. He was already where did he get traded to? In Colombia, right?
He's going to a little club called Atlético Nacional.
Oh, we're
just a small club.
Just a little one, yeah.
Yeah. Do we know anybody who came from that club?
This man by the name of Nelson.
So yeah, that's probably why he didn't play that. But he's also older, so I don't think he's been playing that much as of late. But Portland has been improving a lot, and that's scary. Christian, what do you got on Portland? What are your thoughts?
Yeah, they've been doing really well. They are unbeaten in their last 6 home games. Last 6 home games. So their home is a fortress right now, and it's tough to play in anyways. And right now, they've got big momentum on their side. They're scoring at least 2 goals a match on average right now, which means that they're feeling good. They're feeling confident. They're feeling strong. Just taking a look at. Let me pull up there. So the last game that they lost was to FC Dallas, which a little surprising. And then they beat Nashville, but just taking a look at their lineup, really what they've got going for them is their front three. But also their wing backs. They've got a lot of crossing that they do. I would expect a very, very aerial game on Saturday with Portland making a lot of crosses into the box, which means we're going to need taller center backs for Saturday.
So, taking a look at their results since May 15th, they have only gone 2 games without scoring 2 or more goals. They've scored at least 2 goals in how many games is that? Sorry, I got to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So 9 out of their last 11 games, they scored at least 2 goals.
Well, going back their last game on Sunday against Nashville, 4-0, 30 minutes into the game.
That's also crazy, which then means that they start off fast. I'm pretty sure. I mean, we're not doing the scouting reporting for RSL, but as fans, we should expect that Portland is going to come out on that front foot hard, because what happened to Portland the rest of that game? They didn't score after 30 minutes.
No.
It ended 4-1. So for me, what does that mean? It means that they just kept possession. Yeah, as long as they get the lead and are established, they'll just sit back.
Yeah, Jonathan Rodriguez, who had 2 goals last game, along with Felipe Mora, both worry me so much. They both have 10+ goals this season. So if we stop them in that with our defense, then hopefully things can go well, because Jonathan Rodriguez has an eye for goal.
And here's the thing. They are hot really early on in games. Guess where we struggle the most? Early on in games. So this is going to be a good test of our mettle and say, hey, we have been exciting, awesome, great, wonderful. We're excited to get onto the field and play. Let's turn into some nervy play. Can we control ourselves for the first 20 minutes?
Yeah.
And settle into our rhythm sooner rather than later.
Yeah, that's what I'm concerned about as well, because I have so many thoughts going in my head about this. So because right now we're going to be getting into this point of the month where we're going to go Saturday, Wednesday, Saturday. Settling into a rhythm means that we need our normal lineup. Now, do we need to play our normal lineup this Saturday? Because we have LAFC next Wednesday, and then Colorado, the last game against Colorado, the following Saturday. How badly do we need this game? I understand we're in the race for Supporter Shield, in the race for Western Conference title, we'll call it.
Yeah.
But how important do we need Saturday's game?
Obviously, every game is important. 3 points are crucial when it comes to this point of the season, but I would be telling the guys, just go out there and maybe just try for a draw, because you're playing on turf. You're playing it on this is a national televised game on FS1, so I guess a little bit more pressure in a sense. So I guess play for a draw for this one.
What do you got, Christian?
I say go for the 3 points. Honestly, we need the game. We need to be a hot Portland team heading into LA. We need to be coming off of that. We need to look dangerous. We need to see dangerous. Portland entered the top 10 for the Supporter Shield race. They're in the top 5 in the West right now. This is not a small matchup. And if we're going to have any chance to mess with LAFC psychologically before Wednesday, we have to come out with a result.
Well, and speaking of the LAFC side, without trying to preview too much of it, they have Open Cup tonight against New Mexico. They play at home against Columbus Saturday. So I don't know what kind of Columbus team is going to show up for Saturday. Then they have us going to their place on Wednesday, and then that next Saturday they're going against Seattle. So they don't have
big games.
Yeah, they have a lot of big games too. So now we're trying to figure out what games are they going to be putting their best players at. Are they going to put starters on tonight to make sure they go to the next round of Open Cup? Are they going to do half and half and then play really hard against Columbus, because we don't play against a lot of Eastern Conference teams, so we need to get as many points as possible against Eastern Conference teams? Or do we say, let's rest against Columbus and let's put all of our stars, all our coins in this bucket against RSL to make sure that we keep them away from first place in the Western Conference? So those
That's
things.
a tough position.
Yeah. No, but I can see where Christian's coming from with Saturday's game. How if we win, it gives the team that confidence, that motivation. Be like, hey, we just got 3 points. I think we can conquer this giant and beat LAFC a second time. So we'll get into that more obviously for next week. But yeah, this one comes Saturday against Portland is going to be a big one that is a must win, getting these points.
Should we figure out how much it costs to get a snow machine? Maybe that'll help us out. I mean, I don't know.
I heard it's snowing in LA on Wednesday.
I mean, just saying. Guys,
Utah's
let's
coming to town, baby.
Utah's coming down. Let's do a prediction time for this one. All right, so I'm gonna give this one to Christian. Give us yours.
I know what I said. I still think, honestly, a draw is probably more probable. 2-2.
Okay. Marcos. Marcos is like, oh crap.
Well, I've been hoping that Alan was going to choose me first, because I had that in my head all day. So yeah, this is going to be I think this game is going to produce lots of goals. Lots of goals. You have two good goal scorers for Portland, lots of good goal scorers for RSL. So I also think 2-2 in this one.
Okay. I think this we're gonna have a stalemate, but you know what? There's a little fire burning inside of me that says, you know what, we're gonna come out on top, but it's gonna be lower than what you guys think. It's gonna be 2-1 for RSL. I think it's just gonna be a defensive battle.
I like it. Not terrible. Not terrible.
Not bad. Guys, that's been a hoot. I wish we had like another hour or two to just talk, because I could have gone way deep into Copa America. You guys know me.
We stay on for an hour, you could do a live. we can watch Copa America with us, everybody.
That'd be fun.
Coming to you live from Salt Lake City, Utah.
You are really good at that. What are you guys' plans for Sunday?
Well, we're gonna watch this game with blue and white stripes.
Good. That's what I'm gonna be doing too. Except I'm gonna probably be inviting some Colombians over to my house so I can make fun of them.
That's not
assuming
good.
Colombia wins.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I mean, regardless.
I'm just saying I'm giving the result because people are going to listen to this tomorrow and they'll be like, "Oh yeah, he knew."
Well, I got a
Well,
notification today from
we shall
Google
see.
that gave me the starting lineup. It showed me starting lineup for Argentina against Uruguay today, and I was like, "Does Google know something that we don't?"
Did Ball fix it already?
Dun dun dun.
Maybe. So let's take a break here and let's go enjoy some soccer this evening.
You guys, RSL Portland this Saturday, 8:30. If you can't watch it on MLS, it's going to be on national TV, FS1, so you guys are saved. So you don't have to miss an RSL game this week. So tune in, follow us on social media at Instagram, at Twitter, at the RSL Bros. Listen to us on the go, Spotify, Apple, and we will catch you guys next week. Watch all the soccer you can this weekend. It's Championship Sunday.
Yeah.
Listen to Cellini. Cellini had the best advice.
Oh, that's true.
Continue to watch soccer.
Continue to watch soccer.
When you see us at watch parties or the tailgate, come say hi. Get a sticker.
We're pretty friendly.
Absolutely.
Peace out, guys. Ciao.